Hi,
Start.
guys.
Sorry.
And go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye. Turning 30, got some thoughts to spill. No filter here. It's nuance and chill.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to Nuance and Chill. I'm you,
I'm A.
and today we're going to talk about stress and well being
Yes. And self-care.
and self care. Hmm. How have you been best taking care of yourself lately? Like, what's your go to? I can understand might be ever evolving, but what comes to your mind when you think about self care at the moment?
You know what? It's quite meta, this thing. But I think for me, self-care recently has been about this podcast. Almost like every time when I want to take a break, I just start working on this and it's actually fun and interesting and I feel a bit uplifted. And I think that's what self-care is, I guess. Doing something that enriches you and makes you feel happier in that new
Yeah, I
routine,
couldn't
right?
agree more actually. It's weirdly the same thing for me. It's because I've been kind of wanting some fulfillment, I guess. And the only thing that's
Yeah.
bringing me that is um, doing something creative, which is this, and it gives me a sense of purpose.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's fulfilling and it gives you that sense of purpose because you know how I struggle with decision making or just jumping onto the to whatever I need to do without having to inspect and research every bit of it, like just doing without the planning or thinking of it, right? So with this, I'm just doing and it feels a bit like, yeah, it feels a bit more fulfilling. Like it feels like I have a purpose and I can just jump into it because I think we've reached a flow state with where we are with doing with the process of what we've just started.
Yeah, I
So
think the time for hesitating is
yeah.
gone. And it's like the more you just think about it, the more it's in your head, the more you're like, okay, well, now come on now, let's just get started. Let's just do something. The doing is definitely
Mm.
way more rewarding than I
Mm-hmm.
think everything else kind of is like a distraction at the moment, apart from
Mm.
what absolutely needs doing, I guess. Yeah. Actually, it's when they say manifesting and they say you have to take like the action towards your goals. Now the goals have been set and they've been set for quite some time, and we're just now it's the action phase where we're starting to act and do, and hopefully it's going to lead somewhere. I mean, it will because it already feels good to do.
It already has led to us feeling like it is self-care if we go off of what I've just said.
Yeah, the process is self care.
Whether or not it goes anywhere else, it's enriching us. It's such a fun collaborative thing to do, which we've kind of missed, right, for a while. So, yeah, if nothing, it's just like an exercise. We're learning new skills and incorporating stuff we already knew. And it's such a fresh way to think about what self care can be. Like, this is a part of self care, doing things that help bring that sense of purpose, right, in your life instead of just getting bogged down by your daily um, routine, in a sense.
Yeah. Or it's like when you have a routine, but where's the direction?
Yeah, routines are really good, right? But sometimes you still need that moment of creativity or spontaneity that we're somehow able to bring in with this, like a random quick call about what should we be doing today or whatever it is that is. It's just consciously sort of helping you switch to something else that is just easy to do and talk about. And when you're at work and you're doing some task and you get to take like a quick break, talk to your to your work colleague, grab a quick cup of coffee. That switch that you get, the sort of break, sometimes then leads you to a solution in the task you've been doing. It just like helps you sort of ease up about it, about all of it.
Yeah, definitely. I've also been thinking about, like, when they say you quit something cold turkey, because that's the only way to actually do it. Because I've actually struggled with this in the past where I thought that, um, I used to enjoy smoking marijuana.
Mhm.
And you know about that.
The Mary Jane, yeah.
Yeah, I was a total hash girly. But how, like,
Now you're a hash brown girly. Sorry.
almost there. So
Okay,
I used
sorry.
to think that, like, reducing its frequency or like bringing it to balance was like key, uh, was like the right thing to do, until that made me realize that stopping or quitting cold turkey is actually the solution. It's just a transition. You think there's something like a balance, but there isn't. There's always a very clear choice. Either you're doing it or you're not. And the frequency and the balance aspect of it is just an illusion. So then you quit, and then you come to the realization, oh, you're quitting cold turkey. And now I'm thinking about starting cold turkey, if that makes sense, because I'm just I'm just like, either you're doing it or you're not. So might as well just do. So I'm interested in like starting things cold turkey at the moment.
Yeah.
Just start, just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just Nike. And this is
Yeah.
probably in the future how we make a Nike sponsorship. So there you go. Just do it.
You never know.
Imagine we're like every podcast we're just talking about. Yeah, man, I just wanted to do it. And I was telling myself, just do it. And then that's what just becomes viral. And then Nike's like, yeah, man, these girls are just really promoting us. Let's just give them all our money. Just do it.
Yeah. And everything that I do that I used to think was self care is actually just a supporting element to what actually is my self care. So, like, for example, like taking nice hot long showers first thing in the morning just so I can get started with the day and actually do what I need to, or like making that cup of coffee just so I can sit down and work and not focusing on the coffee but actually the work. Now it's like these are all just, they were things that I did to feel good, but now I want to feel good with the work that I'm doing, so I just do these things to support the main flow of the day, which is actually getting some meaningful work done. Strange how we got here, but it's fun.
And that is so apt because, yeah, making my coffee, starting work, it's those tiny rituals you have that get you in that flow, right? But then,
Yeah.
and now you're doing it, but that's not the main goal. Because initially it was like, okay, at least I'll get to have my nice thing, even if I have to do something that I'm not enjoying. But now, man, it's so nice though. It's like all of it is nice in a sense. And you're getting to do your coffee. Like I
Yeah.
was just thinking of that. And yeah, man, just doing it is, it's such a, it feels like such a, yeah, so what? Like, you guys, yeah, you're doing it. You could have just, what's the big deal about it all? But it does help because if you have the tendency to procrastinate, but you also have the drive, it really interferes with your well-being in a sense, because it always feels like you wanted to do something and you're just not able to, or you are not doing it, you're not able to because you're not doing it, which sounds very, yeah, if you would do it you won't feel that way. But actually finally being here where we've just started and not letting anything else sort of interfere, not overthinking it, I think is also another thing. Just not overthinking
Yeah.
it, just try. If it fails, fine, you learn something, like all the technical difficulties we have while recording. So we lost that time, but we learned that, okay, next time we'll try to do it this way or that way or whatever, right? The best part of it is when we can do that together. So that's like, it's
Yeah.
fine.
I mean, it
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
is something, yeah, it's the procrastination was the fear of failure in a sense. And I mean, if we're not, because
Yeah.
we were speaking about this earlier, and I was telling you how I wasn't getting a breakthrough with the logo because I was feeling like a big fat failure and a loser while trying to make it. But then I think we're at a good stage with it now. And I'm like pleasantly surprised at the things that I've overcome on the way to doing it. And this happens every time where I feel like I know that learning is the most painful part. And at the moment it starts hurting, you're learning. And I have to identify the hurt as learning. And I have been doing it in other ways, but when it happens in another process, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't do this. And it was just learning all along. So now we're actually at a good point with the logo as well. So you're not as scared of failing now because you know there's going to be some outcome or the other. And so a failure is just like, all those cliches about it being a stepping stone, and it literally is, dude.
It is. It's so deep. I love it. Just by the way, the logo looks really good. Obviously, nobody who's listening to this can see it. I've already put the work in progress logo as the podcast logo because you
Oh my
can.
God.
So, I mean, yeah. And think about it this way. You started with nothing. It was a blank and there is something now. So whether or not you learned, or if in your brain you think it's shit, at least you made something. And if you had to scrap it and start all over again, okay, but you made something from nothing. You still did that, right?
Oh,
So,
hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, the difference between a person who makes logos or graphics or records podcasts and someone who doesn't is that the first type of person has done it. We have done it. You have made a logo. We have made a podcast. Okay, we're podcasters. Now, yeah, fine, we're not professionals, but we did it, right? Like, that's the only difference. Like, someone who plays hockey or doesn't play hockey, the only difference is, yeah, the first person started like as a beginner. They did it. As soon as you do something, yeah, now you can call yourself that. Fine, not professionally. I get all of that. But I think that's what I needed to get over. It's almost in a sense an imposter syndrome, right? Where you're like, how am I gonna do all this? Or you think, yeah, you can do all this, but I need to know the exact detail and the exact way to do it correctly, or what is the perfect way to do it. It'll never feel perfect. You learn along the way, like you've said.
Yeah.
um, as long as you do it, you learn along the way, even if it will be that stepping stone, and that's all you need, right? All these things will come as soon as you start doing it. And then the struggles you have while you're doing it are obviously, things you overcome, like you said, or you learn
Yeah.
from, or you talk about, or that's the beauty, dude. That's the fun bit, though. Like you working on something and then us being able to discuss it and being like, oh yeah, this, that, like that. Honestly, I thrive of that excitement or that adrenaline.
A reminder that this was the whole point, you know? The point, it's already fun. It's not even about getting somewhere. I think less fixation on outcome and less fixation on like mistakes, quote unquote. Just the fun of doing.
Just do it
That is creativity.
blindly.
Yeah, girl, you're obsessed.
Dude, this is going to be a brand tagline.
We can't afford to claim any copyright issues currently.
No, I'll edit that out. But
Creativity.
yeah,
Yeah, which makes me want to ask you: Is there any are there any songs or is there any particular type of music that is helping you get into the groove of things currently?
I think recently I've not been listening to any major new music, but I found a couple of old ones. So it's very varied, okay? It really depends. So if I'm in the mood for just focusing on something and it just feels a bit too quiet, I want to feel a bit cozy. I have this, it's on Spotify, it's just somebody's playlist, and I think it's called Soft Reading Jazz, something like that. But it is so nice. Like it instantly makes me feel like, oh, it's like a nice fresh morning on the vinyl player or something. There's this jazz playing almost like in a really nice cozy cafe.
Like a speakeasy,
like a
jazzy.
speakeasy. It's called jazz for reading, not soft jazz, but it feels like soft jazz.
Oh, nice. So some nice morning jazz.
Yeah. Again, even when I want to just start reading, I just like having that. I think that ambience really plays such a big role in all of this. Sometimes you just want that nice feeling of like a background music to have your space very like calm. So one is that. The second one, if I'm in the mood for grooving while working, when you're doing something a bit more monotonous, you know the song called Manike, the ta, 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 ta,
Yeah. It has really nice production.
It's such a all the latak chatak of the music. I really like it. Like I actually kind of start dancing to it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And I recently sort of found it again in one of the Bollywood playlists, and I would say those are the main ones, apart from all of my Taylor Swift collection, as you will already know. But recently, it's been these.
Girl, are we living like parallel lives? Because I'm not listening to any music, and I'm such a like music person, and you know that.
Yeah, that's crazy that you are.
Yeah, it's not anything new again. That's same. Like I'm not listening to anything new currently. It's just there are I could like count on one hand how many songs just help me get into like they give me like a jump start to the day, like a cup of coffee. And I just when I need a pick me up, sort of I just listen to these tracks and I just get into it. And then I at some point I stop because then it's when it's time to focus, I can't be having music in the background. So for me, I like personally I go towards something devotional because it can just loop in the background and I can just get to it. And somehow that doesn't interfere with focus work as much as even I would say house music or techno does, which I thought was good to work to. But if I can use it as a filter, then it's just like a curtain of sound that if I have some background noise like construction work that I need to block out and I need another filter, I'll put it on and I'll kind of get to it, and I'm not listening to music, I'm just focusing on the work. So that is the you know what I'm talking about. Those are the focused flow states of work where you don't need anything but silence or like white noise to work to. But yeah, they're just like I'm just listening to. There's one track which is by Nightmares on Wax, who's I think an English producer. Again, it's quite jazzy, so hey, it's the same.
Ooh,
it's
what's
similar.
It called? Nightmares on Wax.
Nightmares on Wax is an English producer. There's a song by him called "I Am You," which I kind of just start my.
No, you are you. We have a shared album, if you remember. We should add stuff to it.
Yeah,
we should make a Nuance project.
Why not? I just got access to my Spotify just like a few days ago. Nice. So I was going to let you know that now we can have a shared playlist again. Yeah, let's do it specific to this phase of... Yeah.
Sounds good. I'm still trying to find it. Anyway, I'll find it later.
Speaking of rituals, there are other literally rituals you could say that is helping me free up time to devote more time to what is it that I want to do. And yeah, we do speak of routines a lot, but it's it's helping me do it meaningfully, add more meaning, because I always look for something. I always look for meaning in my routines. Otherwise, there's no way I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I think that spirituality aspect definitely helps.
It's lived philosophy. So if you prefer that term also, then I would say it's like it's what you believe in is what you can execute. Okay, that's it for this week's episode. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Q&A will be back soon. Bye.
Bye.